What's going on? Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Art Life with John and Bogdan.
Welcome. Well, the first thing to report is Panca Marga is officially done for the first installment. I was able to take down the exhibition, get things boxed up, and they're ready to go out to be delivered to the people who purchased.
How does it feel?
It feels good. It also feels a little sad. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm not unhappy with the product. I think it went really, really well. I think I did better than I could have expected to do. And yeah, it's just kind of, you see this, there was so much energy and so much fun going into the preparation of it all, and to see all the people and connect with everybody. And now it just kind of feels quiet.
Well, it's time to produce more work now.
Absolutely,
yeah?
Absolutely.
Next stage. Myself, I've been busy. I've been busy a lot on both creating all kinds of artworks, finishing some others, and mostly keeping up with updates on the website and being out there, putting everything up to the world, because it's so easy to get behind and forget.
Oh, and things change so quickly. And this is, you know, there's been a lot of talk this week that I've run into about changes in Instagram and the way those things, and the importance of getting video content out there. So we really have to kind of continually reimagine yourself and how you're presenting yourself to the world.
But anyway, we'll talk about this progressively in this episode. If you like what you see, please like the video, subscribe, and click on that notification button to stay updated with us anytime we have a video.
It really helps our channel if you do.
And hopefully you get inspired or everything we do, and will motivate you to be even better.
Hi, I'm John, and this is Bogdan. Join us on our journey as we figure out how to earn a living as artists, introduce you to those we meet, and share what we learn along the way.
So one of the things I realized is I ran behind of putting up on my website all the artwork I've been doing lately. And you know, we are not an Amazon sort of website. Our websites are very limited, you know, very small, but they have to be updated regardless. And for a while now, I was afraid to put everything I do on the website. I don't know why. Maybe because I heard people talking that, oh, you create too much stuff, your stuff is different. And I'm like, this is what I do, and this is who I am. So why not find creative ways to keep the website organized and have everything in there for collectors? You know, what good is it to just create stuff and not put it up to the world to enjoy, to buy, to whatever?
I think the thing that I have been struggling with lately, particularly with the website, is with Panca Marga and keeping up with all the sales and things like that, is the website is not my database. Mm-hmm. That's not where I stay organized. We do that through Artwork Archives, but you could do it through anything. Originally we were doing it through Lightroom, which was fine, but it didn't give us the flexibility that we need as artists, that is so customized in Artwork Archive. But I mean, we will have, I noticed when we were doing some work in our Artwork Archives this week, there would be, you know, a picture in Lightroom that would have a date on it that was wrong. And so it has one date in Lightroom, another date in Artwork Archives. So we have to say, okay, and who knows what's on the website? It may not even exist on the website. So those are three different kinds of things that we need to have a really good standard. And this is my 30 years as a librarian coming through. You need to have a really good base database where all of your right answers are.
And I think it's easier as a painter, though it gets complicated if you do Glige printing prints, you're gonna have to keep track on the editions and number.
Oh my gosh, editions,
But,
yeah.
but photography, it's an art of multiples, right? And it's so easy to get out of track. You don't know which number have sold. You have a little note in here that that doesn't work, because you're gonna screw it up completely very soon. And I think it's not fair for the collectors to get confused and to have multiple numbers and editions printed to other clients, you know what I mean?
And if you think it's confusing now, if you don't keep up with this kind of stuff, can you imagine what it'll be like in 2 years? When you're like, I don't even remember creating this piece of art, not to mention anything about it, how it was done, when it was done, who purchased it, it's gone now, who did I sell it to?
What kind of paper did I print on? I mean, there's so many details you will forget for sure. And it's very important that you keep track on everything you create. And this is what I did this week. And in addition, there is new trend, which is a lovely trend. You can have a mock-up of a artwork placed in a room by some beautiful flowers, but what I realize is it's not always true. The images you see on various websites, they're kind of misleading. The picture appear bigger than it is. So I've been very fair. I did not. I want to try to run away from that mock-up situation, even though they're beautiful, and just holding the piece of art, because this is how you understand. It's this big, or is this big, or is up to my nose, and it makes a difference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I keep pushing Artwork Archives that it could be anything. It doesn't have to be. You can use a spreadsheet. Doesn't matter as long as you're organized. But another thing I think is important is to have various pictures associated with one piece of work. You've got the one that's kind of the standard a frameless image that you would use for a competition or just for a catalog or something. But then you might want to see it framed. You might want to see me holding it. You might want some detail. So collecting that kind of
marketing package,
that
basically.
little package around that piece of art, and that has to be deliberate. You're not going to. That won't just happen. You have to schedule that.
In fact, I'm considering now to have one of those backdrops in the studio at all time ready, because I don't have a lot of room in my studio, because I'm doing photography.
You work in your studio.
I'm really working, and the backdrop and the stand louds, this takes time and space, and I'm really now at the point that I need to make room for those to stay up at all times and be able to take pictures whenever I want. And the cat is going crazy.
Yeah, sorry, the cat is in a really good mood today.
She is running like mad, 90 miles an hour.
Probably make a cameo appearance here in a moment. The other thing I was going to say is that your art has changed over time. You are a photographer, a fine art photographer, but what you're doing now is dealing with photography, but in a very, very different way. And some of your line art and things have nothing to do with photography. And so when you're presenting yourself on your website, you may change the way you present yourself, which has nothing to do with the way you keep records, and because you're not going to treat a line drawing the same way you treat an editioned photograph.
Right. It's the beginning of the week, and I'm back in the studio. John is home, working from home today. He has some paintings all laid out, ready to start. But I'm here in the studio myself, and I'm catching on some artworks I've been dealing with last week. One of them is right here. Let me show it to you. Now I need to find a great solution for framing. The frame actually I planned for, it does not fit right, because this element I put on top of the artwork, it's a little too high and doesn't fit the right way in that particular frame. I already contacted my friend John from the International Molding here in Houston to help me with a deeper frame. It's almost the middle of the week, and yesterday I tried new explorations. I had some prints made out of some ink drawings, and I felt that they are missing something, and I looked for an idea to make them unique. Even their prints, I wanted to add something unique to them. So this is where I started adding some color, some paint, basically some shapes of colors around. And then as I went further in the process, I started adding some gold foil. I think looks good. I think they are unique now, they are collectible now, and if you guys like black and gold, this is your opportunity to collect these pieces. And because I was in a mood of exploring these new ideas, I remember that I had this piece home that needed to be finished, so guess what I've done last night? I finished the piece. So just as like the other one, I will add some colors to it here and there, and probably some fine gold, just to give that spark to it and uniqueness in a way.
Hello. Thought I'd do a little catch up. It's been a while since we spoke. Let's see, this week we've really been, at least I have really been, kind of disassembling all the Panca Marga. I had to take down all the exhibition. I had to put up the bits of the exhibition that are going into the current exhibition, just so that they don't all go into storage. And then trying to completely redo the studio to make room for all these so that I can have a whole section for Panca Marga here in the studio. So there's been a whole lot of moving around. I've also been boxing up and packing up all the pieces that have sold so that I can get them to their collectors who bought them. So all that's kind of exciting, but it's also kind of grunt work. It's also, I don't know, is it sad? Is it sad to let them go? I mean, it is the last time they'll all be together, but maybe that's okay. So no, it's not terrifically emotional, but it is a lot of work. And particularly at the end of something, you know what I mean? If you're building something because something's about to start is different than taking it down, and that's just kind of, it's less dramatic, I suppose. But a good week overall. The weather has turned really nice. It's hot, but it finally feels like a good old-fashioned summer, where the night you've got the frogs croaking, in the afternoons you've got the cicadas, and it just feels like summer outside. So it's hot, but it's not too hot, which is a little disturbing because it's so hot everywhere else. I don't know if this is the new normal or not. So yeah, things are going along pretty well. Not a lot else to report other than trying to catch up on a lot of stuff this week that I should have been doing because of Panca Marga. One of the things that we've been talking about of late is that we need to kind of change the way we're approaching social media. Some new stuff came out on Instagram, and the person in charge of Instagram came out and said, we are no longer a photographic format platform. And that means they're going to really, really push video. And I don't have much. I mean, I have these shows, I have the kinds of content that I'm pushing out, but day to day, Instagram, Facebook, those kinds of things, I don't do the little videos. I just put in a picture with a little description, and that seems to be going away. Plus, they're really pushing people who are doing videos, so you're actually doing yourself quite a favor if you've got video content. So the trick is to get somewhere in between a TikTok dance video or a make your dog do something cute video and an on, you know, a right out commercial that makes you look rather greedy or desperate. So it's a question of figuring out how to do that. One of the other things we noticed is that when Bogdan was visited by the designers, actually designers sent people over here to our studio building to try and find some art. That's a great market, and we're really not tapping into who are the designers, how do we reach that interior design market, which is, you know, probably larger than the art collecting audience, at least at this stage of my career. So it's a question of how do I kind of do all the great things that I'm doing and skew them a bit to reach a different market and to really kind of bring myself up to speed with the video content. So that's what I've been working on this week. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't been doing a lot of painting, but I'm hoping to get to that tonight and tomorrow and over the weekend. And tomorrow, if I don't start this afternoon, I'm going to have to start delivering the paintings to get them out to the people who bought them. So that's what's been going on. I hope you're having a good week so far. I'll catch up with you as things develop.
What did we do today? Today we printed and mounted two phenomenal photographs I took sometime while I traveled to Dresden with John, of course. And we are both now here in the studio trying to give them proper names. can be what? Architectural?
They're architectural, but they're the green man, which is just something that's so typical of forested Europe like that, that you hate to ignore that.
We're gonna work for this for a while, and we're gonna post them as soon as we have the magic names. Okay, meanwhile, we find the names for these two pieces.
Yes.
And one is called Distant Whispers, and the other one is called Silent Voices. They're fantastic. I just framed them. I filmed the whole process. It took me almost half a day on that size, because what I do, I can't afford to send them to a framer. But what I do, I have the frame, just the frame done, and then I'll put the spacers myself, I put the glass myself, I put the artwork, I cut the artwork,
Any matting?
I trim it, I mat it, I dry mount it, whatever it needs from case to case. So I've done that on Saturday, and they are brilliant.
They really look good. That size,
Yeah,
they're so amazing. I've appreciated them on the back of the camera and in Lightroom, but when they're printed up that size, they're really breathtaking.
They are a 36 by 24 inch, both of them, in a fabulous thin black frame.
Part of being involved in the art community in Houston means that you're going to have to go to lots of openings and shows. Today we've got a show opening at the Hardy and Nance Studios here close to downtown, or in downtown Houston. So we're going to go in and see the other artists and see what they're showing tonight, just to show our support and maybe to get some inspiration.
John, how was it?
I entered the vortex.
So this was everything that happened this week. What plans do we have for following week?
Wow, next week, who knows what'll come up, but I know that obviously we're still doing the delivery of the Panca Marga painting, so that has to happen. And I think that this is the change of a month, so there's going to be lots of beginning of the month things. I have to pay rent, by the way. So I have to do some bookkeeping stuff and pay
one of
some
the
bills.
things actually I have to deal with is catching up with the Fine Festival.
Yes, indeed.
I just completed, have all the pictures ready, printed, packed, and now I need to know more about crossing the border with all this artwork. I'm kind of nervous about it. Are they going to tax me on things that won't sell?
Exactly.
This is a very
I mean, we're saving on shipping because shipping to Mexico is quite expensive, but then there's always just crossing the border. Well, you're crossing the border with merchandise, and we've never done that before, so we're not quite sure how that works. But I hope you're having a good week. We will see you next time. Until then, stay creative, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.